How many times have you wondered that, hey, if I want to be successful, if I want to live my passion, if I want to live my purpose, I must sacrifice it all? I used to believe to be successful, you must destroy it all. It is all about hard work and number of hours that you put in the career that you're trying to build. And in time, in the last 20 years, as I've got success in my own field, I realized that's not true. There is a 0.001% group that I would say that yes, may have financial abundance that might be more than mine, but they are also incredibly unfulfilled and incredibly unhappy because they have sacrificed everything for that singular purpose. I want to present a different way of living. I want to say, yes, you can have it all. Yes, you can have a beautiful relationship, and yes, you can have a great career, and you can have kids, and you can be with your kids as they grow up, and you can have your health, and you can have your mental well-being, and that you can have it all if you do life in a way where you're aware of your priorities. So that's how I'm living my life. In the last decade or so, I built a company and sold it and merged it for multi-8-figure deal. I was able to still have 2 beautiful children during that time. I spent a lot of time with them as they're growing up, still do. I have a wonderful relationship with my wife. I rebuilt my relationship with my parents. I rebuilt my relationship with my friends, and I reclaimed my health. All of that happened in the last decade while building the most significant company in the coach training vertical, while training almost 15,000 coaches, certifying 15,000 coaches in different categories, while living it all. So if I can do it, and I ain't no Harvard graduate, I didn't go to some Ivy League school, if I can do it, I believe you can too. And I want to show you how I think about things, how I do things, how I prioritize things, in the hope to show that it is possible for you too. Because yes, it's really cool and fun to say, oh, I work all the time. But you know what's really cool for me? Is to live fully all the time. So that's the adventure we are going to go on this channel. I'm going to show you my day by day, week by week, every week. I hope you join along the ride and learn a thing or two. What a B-roll. So today we are doing a shoot with Mindvalley. So for Mindvalley Coach, this is the business that we're growing this year. We want to double the business in the next couple of years, and that's the intent. And so we'll be recording with the founder of Mindvalley Vision, and we'll be recording a special training, a masterclass for people who are interested in life coaching, and that's the focus for today. So when you're doing anything like that, there's 2 things to really remember. First is structure. When you're growing a business that is already existing, it's all reliant on structure. So while it may be looking like, hey, you're just going in a car to do this webinar, it's actually a lot of prep that has happened before that. We've written the script, or at least a rough outline where we go, okay, what is it that we want to cover? How is it that we want to educate people? Give them the most value that we can in context of the program that we're creating. And then the second thing is that you have to keep doing it. And I think that becomes a challenge sometimes when you're growing, is because you are at a particular level, you can get comfortable. It's very common to get people to get comfortable because they have achieved their dreams, they achieved their goals, but they forget their purpose, right? Goals are temporary, they come and they go, they're transient. Purpose is lasting. Purpose is the meaning that you have in life. Purpose is the drive that you have in life. The purpose is the direction you want to travel in life. And so if you don't lose purpose, you're always growth oriented. And because you're always growth oriented, you're always thinking, hey, how can I add more value to the world? How can I do more interesting things? How can I create more results for people that I engage with in one way or another? And so that's what is the focus of today. Today is the focus of adding more value, being purpose-driven, and creating something that's valuable to the world and that can be consumed at the time and pace that people want to. Now, if you're wondering why is this weird seat that I'm sitting on, this is life with kids. You have seat protectors in your new cars to make sure that your 3-year-old and a 6-year-old don't sketch pen everything.
Hi, everyone. I still don't know.
That's living with kids.
I was talking about, and we're gonna take a seat and we're gonna resume.
Is not ready, at least it's responsive, then I can start. So one of the projects that I'm working on is called Inlo.ai. One of the classic problems any new coach, consultant, therapist has, which I had when I started, is that teams are expensive. And when you're new, you can't really afford them because most of the time they are thousands and thousands of dollars and you're not necessarily making that kind of money just yet. And so with the introduction of AI, the beautiful thing that has happened is that now all of us have the same playing ground. We've kind of made the field a little bit more accessible for people. But the challenge with general AI tools is they're general. They try to do everything, and because of that, they do nothing really, really well. They look really well because they're higher than your standard, but they're not really up to a standard, right? So I said, okay, if I needed a tool myself to get started again as a coach, as a consultant, which I am, what would I need if I couldn't hire anyone? And there were three primary functions that I needed. One, something that could help me with kind of figuring out what should I do, so clarity, you can say. Second, somebody who can help me with enrollment, which is sales or some kind of enrollment of people into my program, right? So how do I sell them, emails, sales letters, all that kind of fun stuff, webinars, VSLs. And then the third thing that I would like, and actual proposals, of course, as well. And the third thing I would want is engagement, right? Because I will find clients either on workshops, or I would find them on social media, or I would find them through channels like that. And so I said, okay, so if I had a blank slate, and if I was getting started, I would need these three things as my primary things to make my business successful. And I said, if I took my decade plus of understanding of these three things and built an AI that really knows all of it, but not generally, like not the web search, but like context, like real strong context, I think we have a chance of having a lot more success for coaches, because the whole gap of education that happens from zero to knowing how to write a great email can take years, if not at least months, right? So what if I could normalize that for coaches, consultant, therapists? So this is a very, very specific tool only for these three people, because they kind of have similar fields of results that they drive for individuals, which is around personal life, health, fitness, and business, career change, stuff like that. So that's what our focus is going to be for Inlo. I just got the first segment of it. This is the consultant that you get to work with. The consultant is going to be able to, you can give them any complicated question, it'll give you, it's not perfect yet. This is me battle testing it. It's like, okay, this is not really working. This is not the way you want to answer this question, because sometimes, the answer is super, and that's what is the beauty of building something custom, right? When I am getting a generic answer, which you will get from a tool like ChatGPT or Perplexity, they'll just give you general stuff that is not necessarily impactful or useful. We get to customize it. We get to go, no, this is not how you want to respond to this question, because you don't really understand the problem yet. And so I get to edit the look at the prompts that we have. It's insane. And we're still working on it. We're still clarifying it. This is not something this is not your household custom GPT. This is not your, I will just ask questions to ChatGPT and they're a great coach. They're not. They're giving you generic advice that doesn't actually work. This is something that is so powerful that I think it'll change the game for anybody who's a new coach, therapist, consultant. Now, our hope is we can launch it in the first week of May, and that's the hope. But we're not gonna launch until we know that this will at least add tens of thousands of dollars for you every single year. So 2 things to learn here. First is be as specific as you possibly can. So as you saw, Inlo is very specific for a very specific community. It is a really specific thing. It's not because of any other reason, but if I'm building something that does everything for everyone, I'm not building anything. But if I'm building something that does real specific stuff for real specific value for someone really specific, I am building something that's powerful and masterful. So that's one lesson for your coaching business or any business that you might be starting. And then second thing to really kind of capture here, or I'm capturing here, and I want to share with you, is that I build things that go from 0 to 100 in no time, because I know that I can sit on a table and ponder on what I'm building for years, but I would never know if I was building something worthwhile if I don't send it out to the market and the market doesn't tell me if it was worth something or not. So my idea for this product was maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks now that we started building it. It'll launch in about 4 weeks from now. So in about 7 weeks, I went from an idea, a whole technology company. 7 weeks ago, we went from an idea, I hired the team. This is iteration 0.001, but from here, we go at rapid speed. So we will go launch it in about 4 weeks or 5 weeks from now. And yeah, that's the second thing is fire. Fire before you know if it's gonna work or not, so you can learn from it and then aim better. There's a beautiful book called Ready, Fire, Aim. Beautiful book, and summarizes the idea. Is if you're ready, just go ahead and shoot it. Just ask people for feedback, and from there go, okay, that's what's working. That's not what's working. Let's fix that, and then move from there. So remember these 2 lessons if you're building something new. Be real specific. Be something for someone really, really well versus everything for everyone. And secondly, fire first. See what the market gives you as feedback, and then course correct.
All right, date night tonight. Out here at the Raffles Hotel here in Dubai, the Palm. Wife is of course taking selfies right there, as we can imagine. Every week we go for one night of the day somewhere, which is nice and interesting and different, and do something different. Today we did something that is called iftar, which is when you break fast after 24 hours or more. We did not break fast. We were eating all day, and then we came to eat some more. So it was one of those experience days where we got this beautiful iftar at this amazing hotel. We do date nights because life should not only be work, it should be everything. Everything that gives you joy. So this gives us joy, being able to hang out with each other, loving on each other in different ways. We have 3 different kind of dates that we do. This one's just one of the 3. Looks like we are silhouettes. And this is our legs. This one got our legs. No, it's supposed to do face detection. Hello and welcome to our date night.
Hi. Good to be here.
Why do you think we come on date nights when we have 2 children and so much work?
Because I think work shuts off every day. That would be 4 or 5 o'clock. And on date nights, they end at 4. And we have date nights around 3 themes: intimacy, connection, adventure. And this, I would say, would be connection time.
This is connection time, yes. This is one of our date nights. The reason why we do date nights is because life is not just the boardroom. It is also the, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's it. We wanted to invite you into date nights and kind of give you a perspective that it's important to have date nights. Anything that you would like to tell them?
Do you do date nights? Is it a priority? Is it a chore? I think a lot of times as moms, we forget that we need to prioritize the relationship. And I think it's when it's planned, I feel like it gives us more freedom to surrender and soften. And yeah. All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Welcome to the date night.
One of the things that we tend to forget a lot is well-being. You know, when we are building businesses, very often we get into this cycle of run, and we forget about the one thing that really honors everything that we get to build. We get to build anything that we get to build because of our bodies. Our body is the physical container that gets to create the life. Unfortunately, because of how we are structured society and because we take this version or this body, this container of ours as default, we end up choosing not to prioritize it. That's one thing that I found really interesting and very important for anybody that's building a business is, or building a life really, is to make sure there's certain elements that are taken care of week after week, day after day for your bodies. For example, going to the gym, going for paddle with your partner, or going to biohacking places, or learning what is it that really energizes you as a person. And then really choosing to have that in your day-to-day schedule is something or the other that causes some kind of movement, some kind of change so you can live in the best, highest energy level of yourself. This guy is Soul. Basically, this is what this has. It's called Arc Drops. It has peppermint oil, Japan mint oil, green mint oil, methylene glycol, which I think is another mint, MCT, coconut oil, and stevia. It's literally just insane amount of mint in drops. So it wakes you up. Have you tried this yet? This is Saul's company. Have you tried this yet?
No, should I try it?
Yeah, and Saul gets free marketing here. This will wake you up.
Just one drop.
Yeah, it's this much.
Just one.
Under tongue. Okay, I will not put the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, this is not the optimal amount. Just let it go slowly, and then experience your nose open up like. It's like, ooh, that's some oxygen coming in. I just got our website completed. It's called Limitless Immersion. We are doing a very private experience here in Dubai. This is the third company. This is Infinite, placeholder name for now, which is where we are working on building group programs, group events, where we can take people through the most immersive transformation that a person can experience directly with me. So Limitless is for individuals who are looking for transforming their lives in this area of the world, so Europe, Middle East, Southeast Asia, because these are all accessible locations from Dubai, where I am right now, where I'm doing this event, end of May. And the intent of the event is that a lot of us have this life that we live, right? It's lived on autopilot. We go, hey, this is what I do every day. This is how I'm creating success every day. And we just experience this little access, this limitlessness once in a while in our lives, like a week or two, maybe a day, where we go, wow, what was that week? That was so insane, so good, so amazing. But then we go back to autopilot. And I want to create a container that allows people to dive really deep and be able to find this new identity and then stick with it for a really long time. And that's what Limitless Immersion is all about. So Limitless Immersion, 3 days, end of May. I'll be taking you through the journey that I take. It's 10 to 12 hour days. It's intense. It's really intense, but it's transformative and it's lasting. And so that's really what I'm excited about right now. Creating it locally here, also to have a local presence, which is kind of interesting to discover. So that's really what Limitless Experience is. I'll hook up the website below if you want to look at it, if you're in this region, if you think that's a good idea to kind of consider and join us there. Very stoked and excited about this business. We just got the website live, so we'll only start promoting it now, and I'll share with you what we're doing to get these 50 people, 50 really qualified people to join us in this experience. So super looking forward to it. So yesterday we shot with Mind Valley. We went into the studio again this week and shot for something called Certified Business Coach, one of another trainings where we talked about the 3 shifts that somebody needs to make to be able to create success as a business coach. So super stoked for that training to come out as well, but it was just amazing to shoot with this team. And sometimes that's what happens, right? When you're building or when you're rebuilding a business or growing a business, it's about systems. So you do a lot of the stuff again and again and again until you get it right. But doing the stuff becomes, every piece of that stuff becomes really, really important and reliant on systems. that was the first few days of the week. And what we kind of got as through lines is, first of all, if you're growing a business, focus on systems, because that is really what gets the business to grow. It's not about the hustle, it's not about the hours, it's about, do you have really strong systems? When you're doing new companies, it's about targeting the right customer with a very, very precise way. If you look at what we are doing at Limitless or what we are doing at Inlo, you will find that it is very specific customer that we speak to, even in each of those categories. And that's why it's much easier for us to get traction in those businesses. Just the other night, as I'm recording this video, we got a call and they're already interested in what we are doing at Inlo. And the reason is, we are specific. We really know who our client is. We know really what problem we solve, and we are really specific of building that solution. Now think about the number of AI companies that are coming up right now, and even between them, we were already getting identified without even trying. So I want to invite you to think about that if you're a new business owner or a new coach, new consultant, new creator, whatever is the business that you're deciding to start, is who is your customer, like really specifically, and what is the problem that you're trying to solve. Even with this, there's a very specific person I'm talking to, is a very specific problem I'm solving. It's not for the ones that want to work 12, 20-hour days and ignore their family. You're not my customer. You're probably not even excited about what I'm talking about. But I am for people who are saying, hey, I want to live a life and I want to live it fully. I want to have it all. I don't want to compromise. I don't want to say I can have this, and to have this, I'll sacrifice everything else. I'm speaking to a really specific person. That person is you.